From hot spots and hidden gems to lots of local flavor, it's your guide to LA the unscripted way. And tonight, from the stunning Lomitas Mansion in Beverly Hills, we're getting artsy. Hello everyone and welcome to LA Unscripted from a stunning home you can stay in that is truly a work of art. We'll give you all the deets on this place coming up as we explore art in LA. Up first, how doodling led an actor to create a side hustle that's helping your kids learn some important lessons.
I did the mural in a day and a half. Brady Smith, 6'4", I live in Los Angeles. You know, I've worked as an actor for 20 years, made my living doing it. I did a recurring on Parks and Recreation. I always say that I've done a lot of big roles in small movies and a bunch of small roles in big movies. Art has definitely kind of taken over more of my time. This is the first book that my wife and I co-wrote together. It's basically about being present and turning off your electrical devices. It's called You're Missing It. The way I came up with the book is that I was pushing my son with one hand on a swing and looking at my phone, and my wife opened up our kitchen windows and yelled at me across the yard, "You're missing it." And a light bulb went off. It's all spontaneous, and it's kind of like what's happening in the moment, which is the fun way to paint for me. Walking into a bookstore and to see a kid sitting in the corner leafing through the pages, it almost chokes me up. It just feels really good because I feel like there's so much scary, dark, negative stuff out there. For me to be able to contribute something that's bright and vibrant and joyful. The way I discovered this style, I kind of think it just evolved from years and decades of doodles. 99% of the stuff that's up there is me doodling. Doodling with my kids, doodling by myself, just drawing. My wife always jokes that if something's sitting still long enough, that I'm gonna paint on it. And there's a lot of truth to that. My daughter and my son just recently took up skateboarding. And I bought a skateboard because I haven't skateboarded since I was 15 years old. So I bought one and it just was a blank slate. And I started doodling on it. And now I've been drawing and painting skateboards. LA Ale Works, awesome local brewery. And I've done 4 separate cans for them. It is really cool having my art on a beer can. I think it's, out of all the stuff I've done, my dad is most proud of. He's like, yeah. My boy, he did this. I find inspiration every time I sit down at my desk or I look at my kids. It's there, you just have to be open to it. Live a creative life and take stuff in and doodle it down. For lack of a better term, go for it. I want my art to feel like a warm enchilada. You know, it feels good. People look at it and they're like, I like this. This makes me happy. I totally just compared my art to a warm enchilada. I've never done that before.
And Brady just finished a new mural you can check out at LA Ale Works Tasting Room, Ivy Station in Culver City. And we fell so in love with the idea of having our own LA Unscripted office mural, we brought in an expert. Meet Jules and see how she turned a boring space into a bright and bold must-see place.
I really wanted to capture the LA essence, and I know that personally when the sun sets and the mountains are, you know, that purple sort of color, and the Hollywood sign and the stars, it really like brings the vibe of LA. I am the owner of Pretty Good Painters. Today we're painting a mural for your lovely office. So Pretty Good Painters is a team of muralists that travel from LA all across the US, painting large-scale murals in businesses, homes, bedrooms, nurseries. I painted my first mural in January of 2021, so only a year ago. And we've painted over 70 murals.
I am an assistant to a muralist. It's amazing. I'm so unbelievably appreciative of Julia.
The team is all of my best friends, so I think it was really cool that, you know, when I started this business and started painting, my friends showed interest in helping, and it's just formed this really tight-knit group of really talented girls and guys.
We're reliable, we're fun, we bring something to, you know, people's homes or people's businesses that is pretty unique.
You can find me at theprettygoodpainter.com and send me a message.
I'm so stoked for the office, beautiful. Okay, this next gallery may be one of my favorite stories ever. Meet Chicken Boy and the woman who made it her job to keep his history alive. After 30 years and probably around $30,000, LA's favorite local landmark has finally found his forever home. These people are crazy about Chicken Boy. I finally found other people who don't think like most other people. Like, unbelievable, people love Chicken Boy.
Yeah. My name is Amy Inoue, and tonight I'm revealing Chicken Boy. He was on top of a restaurant that was called Chicken Boy. Chicken Boy went up on the building in about 1969. I moved down here from the Bay Area when I was about 20. I moved down to go to art school, and I would just get up every morning and drive around. I'm driving up Broadway and I see Chicken Boy. Our eyes met. It was something. What happened was he just made me feel at home. So then I kept track of him.
Oh my God, these are amazing pictures. You did such a good job of keeping all this.
So one day I'm driving by and there was a for lease sign on the building and it was boarded up. So I kept calling them and saying, what's gonna happen with the statue? Please don't destroy him. And then they one day said, well, if you're so concerned about saving him, come and get him. At that point, I didn't know he was 23 feet tall. But here we are, okay, we're moving him. We found some people who would help us and we sent them down in the middle of the night to take him off the building. They went down there with the right equipment. They had a cherry picker and a welder guy and all this kind of stuff. And once we got him down, it was another problem, what to do with him. So I had him in storage for a little over 23 years until we moved to this neighborhood. I had a chance to put him on my roof.
Oh my God, and you do see how big he
Yes.
is. When you finally see him laying down. You can't tell when he's up there.
I know.
No, is that you wearing the head?
Yes, so he's been up on the roof for about 12 years. He's not going anywhere. I hear from lots of people, oh, my son makes me drive by Chicken Boy all the time so he could say hi. My office, sort of a gallery, what we refer to as a gallery. We have had maybe 100 gallery shows here, but COVID sort of shut that down. So now I'm looking towards maybe starting that up again a little bit and opening up the little Chicken Boy shop sometime maybe in the spring.
Honestly, such a great piece of LA history. Thank goodness for people like Amy, and she is so sweet and so cute. All right, we'll be back with the amazing Banksy and a tour of this work of art. Welcome back to our special look at LA, the artist's way, and perhaps the most famous graffiti artist of all time, Banksy. We're taking you inside the new SoCal interactive exhibit dedicated to the great and mysterious Brit.
Banksy has created work in New York City, he has created work here in LA. What is really fascinating on Banksy itself is that no one knows who he is, and he created all this art and became famous without ever revealing his identity. My name is Saskia Hochschild, and I'm revealing the works of one of the most famous street artists in the world. He came up in the 90s as a graffiti artist, probably from Bristol. That's what people think, where he grew up. Whenever he creates this street art, he usually is political themed, criticizing consumerism, police brutality, capitalism, and that makes people think. So this art piece is called The Flying Shopper. This popped up the first time in 2011 in London. I think this is a very good piece of art symbolizing the downfall of people through consumerism. So the gallery is broken up into 13 halls. Each hall has its own theme. This is what we call the war room. Banksy speaks out against war, and he draws on a point that the actual victims of war, children, normal people. So the police room is Banksy's way of drawing attention to police violence or police brutality, and he puts like a spin on it, for example with the kissing cops. So you have about 80 original art pieces that has been authenticated. So all the pieces are actually from private collections and brought together in this room. The Girl with the Balloon is one of the most famous of his works. It sends the message that there's always hope. In 2018, when it was sold at Sotheby's at auction, in the moment the hammer fell and it was sold, Banksy triggered a shredder that he had built into the frame. The picture came in and it shredded half of the picture of it. In this room you'll find a video actually showing the event you can watch and talking about it, what actually happened that day. The VR experience is an added bonus, which is pretty cool, and it's just a great way to experience Banksy's art on the streets like it intended, but it's a fully immersive experience. It is included with the VIP ticket, otherwise there's just a small fee for it. So we're going to be running through summer of 2022. If you know one thing of him, I think if you come to this art exhibition, you will learn so much more about him. You probably did not know that he is very much into helping good causes. And for example, if he wants to help a cause, he would create an art piece that he knows can be sold. His art is not just, him making art, but kind of like helping, I think, the world to make a better place.
There are so many stories of people buying a $5 piece of art on the street or at a subway station pop-up only to find out later it's a Banksy. Oh, I hope that happens to me. Cross my fingers. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to LA Unscripted from Lamitas Mansion in Beverly Hills. Los Angeles is home to some truly magical museums and also about 100 private galleries. But it's this one that Jasmine Simpkins uncovered that focuses on the business of Black art.
This is meant to be a safe space for people to explore and identify and feel welcomed. And so that's why instead of calling it a gallery, we call it our sacred house. Hello, I'm Daryl Walsh, one of the partners here at Band of Vices. And we're really not just an art gallery business, we're an art and culture business. So we are really trying to identify, promote, and give visibility to those often unseen and overlooked, marginalized people of color. We're very intentional about the programming. We typically do 6 to 8 activations a year, and we call them exhibitions.
All right, so I've been trying to get in this gallery for quite some time. So tell me, what is the story? Because it's so amazing.
I've been a professional actor for most of my life. I began hosting art shows around 1999 to help visual artists make a living in the same way that people were supporting me as an actor. Then it really powder caked and turned into a business.
And so we opened our space across the street in 2015, and now we opened this one in 21. But when we first took the building across the street, it was pretty run down. We had to relay floors and take out ceilings and patch up walls. But we always had a vision. I like to think that the West Adams area will just continue to evolve and grow. But, we were lucky. We were here first.
So why did you decide to paint it pink? I kind of think I know why, 'cause it's very eye-catching.
My initial thought was that this would be a love song for the neighborhood, that here's something beautiful that really represents a tender side of us. LA has become an epicenter for the art world now. It used to be New York dominated, and then there was London. Sort of what the version that we're doing here in this West Adams community, it's access. So people are going, I have something in my backyard that I can walk to, I can bring my kids to, we can hang out.
We actually have a mantra that we have on the side of our building, and it says that there was a time when it was bad to be black, a time when brown was illegal, a time when being gay or queer was immoral, and a time when being differentially abled was abominable. There was a time when being different was a vice, and we reject those labels. We say to those folks, your time is now, our time is now. We're creating a band of vices.
And that West Adams neighborhood is booming right now. Definitely check it out. Now, an artist born on Sunset Boulevard right here in Los Angeles uses the stories of his life to create some of the biggest and most beautiful murals you've ever seen.
I have a lot of influences that go back to my childhood, but mostly it's a combination of skateboarding and skateboard art, comic books, and graffiti. At this point, I've painted over 100 murals in 30 cities. My name is Tristan Eaton. I'm a Los Angeles-based painter and muralist, and I'm revealing my journey as an artist. I feel like I have a collage aesthetic that's based on all of the different areas of focus that I've had in my life. And that's how I tell the story, by ripping them all up and bringing them together like a puzzle. I was born on Sunset Boulevard. I grew up in LA. I have stacks of art from when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old. It was pretty obvious that it was an obsession at a young age, and that's taken me down a lot of different roads. I think that the mural work is the most important work that I do because it has the potential to help people the most. It has the potential to do good for a community. The pandemic threw curveballs at a lot of artists I know, and everybody, frankly, but I was very lucky to do a project with the hospital in New York City, in the Bronx, Montefiore, where they were kind of at the epicenter. So they wanted to do something to celebrate their nurses and their workers. They did this ad campaign and hired me to paint the nurses and contribute all this art to this initiative, and it was a really emotional, amazing thing to be a part of. This is my fourth version of this mural here at York Boulevard and Avenue 50. This one is of Cesar Chavez and Zapata. I started painting the murals in this corner during the Black Lives Matter movement, and I painted Martin Luther King on the shutters, and a few days later, a local racist came out, painted over the whole mural, wrote racial slurs over it. So I came back and I immediately painted Malcolm X over it in response, and then that was painted over and defaced. So I painted Angela Davis in response to that. This was painted with my friend Sonny Boy and my friend Grace, and we thought it was nice to have a white artist, a black artist, and a Mexican artist all coming together. It's a thrill, really, to drive around any city and see my work out in public. I know I've done my job well when a community does not want my mural painted over. It's become part of their identity.
Over 100 murals and counting. So impressive. Now, can a house be a work of art? It can be if it's this place, Lamitas Mansion from the Nightfall Group, where every detail is incredibly unique. Let's take a peek.
So this is the Lomitas mansion. It's 8-bedroom, 9-bathroom, over 13,000 square feet. It really has everything you might ask for in a luxury property. We have an elevator to all 3 floors, full movie theater in the downstairs, and behind me a full Olympic-sized swimming pool as well. Full open floor plan. The windows behind me open up all the way, so you have indoor, outdoor access to the pool area. It's great for entertaining. It was designed by an artist, so you have amazing art pieces located throughout the home. The kitchen is state-of-the-art. We have a full kitchen and a chef's kitchen off to the side filled with Mailai and Gaggenau appliances. When we brought in private chefs and caterers, they love working in there. It's a great place to bring the guests what they need as far as food. The Nightfall Group is a premium luxury rental and concierge company located here in Beverly Hills. We have a portfolio of properties and services around the world, from here in Los Angeles to Miami, all the way to Dubai and the island of St. Bart's. We have private jets, private yachts, private chefs, luxury cars, so anything a guest might need during their stay, we're there to help. So we'll pick you up from the airport, we'll take you to the property, the fridge will be stocked, and everything will be taken care of. We can make anything happen.
I brought a few overnight bags, so I'll be staying a while, at least until security has me removed. All right, well, that is all the time we have for tonight. We will see you next time. Mwah!